Okay, for this video, we're going to show you how to finalize your live set. Okay, as you can see, we've made a few changes here with our draft. Okay, so we just confirmed with our team during our online meeting the things that we want to do, like some changes. Okay, one of these changes that we did was the two songs. Remember last time we talked about changing the key of the last song the same with the previous one, this one right here. But instead of making it into C sharp, they wanted to lower it down because they want to conserve energy for the four services. And so what we did is we just went with the key of "Oh Praise the Name," and we um, and what we did with "We Fall Down" and "Awesome in This Place" is we changed it to also key of C. Right, so let's edit that. So as you can see, all the tracks, the draft, our MP3s from the track are already grouped into a group track or a main bus, a bus track. Okay, and I titled it source because it's our main source. You know, if we need to listen to the original one, we just click it, and then we get to listen to the original one when we're practicing. All right, okay. But usually, all throughout the Sunday service, this is off. Okay, but it's there just for a guide or a reference. But okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to set up the multi-tracks. Okay, the tracks that we will be using, the stems that we will be using for Sunday. And most of the tracks, we will be muting some of the instruments there, like the drums, the bass, even the keyboard. In this case, we won't be muting the keys and pianos because we don't have a pianist for the Sunday service. So it's very handy for us to have tracks for this Sunday service because we lack players. So the multi tracks will do its job. Okay, let's proceed to finalizing the tracks. Okay, as you can see here, some of the changes that we did, we added the time signatures already, okay? And then we added locators. These locators right here are very essential, okay? Because if you click on them,
Intro.
if I play it, that, and
One,
then I want to
two,
go straight to
three,
the next song.
Intro. 2.
All right.
1.
So that becomes very handy during a live setting because you could assign a MIDI function for it. Or if you have a MIDI controller, you can set the function or a certain button in your MIDI keyboard or your actual keyboard, computer keyboard. Whenever you press it, it will play the locator. Okay, so this is our locator. So it's our songs. Okay, so now let's pull up the multi-track. So the first songs that we're going to work on are the songs with multi-tracks available already. In this case, it's the Exalt songs. So we have them here. One God, okay, our stems, okay. So what we want to do is pull them up and just align them to the grid first. Okay, so what we want to do is press Control while we're doing that so that all the tracks are there. All right. So what we did earlier was we warped them, okay? And it doesn't seem to align with the tempo track,
Intro.
our main tempo track,
2.
since we changed it to 96, right? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. So we click the track, okay? We know it's marked. We set it to the original tempo, okay? So let's do that for all of the tracks. Okay. 84. We know it's in 84. Okay, 84 as well. This one is 84 as well. Okay, and then yeah, we're here 84 as well. Then this one 84. Whoops, sorry. 84 as well. Okay, now that should do the trick. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, we just need to align it. Now that we know it's there. Okay. Right there. That's why I wanted to set the narrowest so that we can really align it to the grid. Okay, here we go. Let's listen to it.
Intro. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Intro. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. verse 2, 3, 4.
No, I'll do that. Okay, so this is the essential tracks that we're going to use, okay?
Breakdown.
We got one faith in Christ who died, he set us free, one body, one spirit,
Hit
lead
two.
in one
1, 2, 3,
glorious
4.
God, one faith. Christ who died, he set us free, one body, one spirit.
Hit 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's listen to the original one.
Chorus 2, 3. Breakdown.
Christ who died to set us free, one body, one spirit.
Hit 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so we need to discuss that with the band, okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is to organize our tracks, okay? So first things first, I'm going to change the color, okay? Loop, synth, we wanted this color. Synth ARP also, because this is our synth. Reso comp synth, the sound of that. Okay, so let's keep it.
Tag 2, 3, 4. Tag 2, 3, 4. Ending 2, 3, 4.
King Kong kit. Okay, let's place it here.
Intro 2,
King Kong kit.
1.
Practically the drums. So yeah, we're going to keep this one as well. And then Resicomp synth distortion. So this is a guitar song now. So we're going to there. No bass. Okay. No bass provided. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Assign track color to clips. Okay. There we go. So what we're going to I'm just gonna align it because I'm OC. Okay, so we'll rename it Synth 1. Okay. Synth ARP. And then Reso Comp Synth. EG Clean. And then EG which is distortion. King Kong kit. King Kong kit. And then we have our loop. Okay, so basically all of this will be used. Okay, so the tracks that are provided are the only essential tracks because they know already that we have a drummer, we have a bassist, we have a guitarist, we have a synth player and keyboard player. So they just provided the essential. Okay, so what we're going to do is group the tracks or Control G. And I'm going to color it to red because that's the color, my preference. Okay, and let's 02 because that's the second song. One God. Right. Now we have our One God tracks there.
Intro 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Intro 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, let's move on to the next song, which is Hands of Grace. Okay, all right, next up, we just follow the same thing that we did earlier. We're going to do Hands of Grace. Okay, this one's Control A or Command A, and then press Control or Command to align the tracks. There we go. All right, this is very straightforward, okay, I believe. So we've been singing this song for quite some time now already. Okay. So in aligning the tracks, you have to be a little bit precise so that it will match the timing of the grid or the timing of the click. You go there. All right. For this one, we also have backing
Verse,
vocals,
2,
right?
3, 4.
So if you listen to it, okay, let's see the ending. All right, so here we go. Let's arrange and organize our tracks. So this one we'll make it EG lead. We're gonna probably turn this off because I'm going to play that part um as the guitarist. Okay, ARP, banjos. Okay, bass. We're also going to turn that off. Okay, background vocals and drums. Yes, we're going to turn that off as well. EG1. Probably not, just to add some more texture and to make the band more fuller. What's this LV?
1,
I
2.
think this is vocals.
This life is crucified.
Okay, this is the lead vocals.
Chorus.
We're going to
2,
turn off this.
3, 4.
That's piano. Okay, so piano, we're gonna leave that. So let's arrange it. Okay, so EG lead there. Okay, we've got the loops down here. Drums also down here. Synth after the vocals. Backing vocals up there. Main vocals here. ARP also after the synth. Pads after the synth, or yeah, together with the synth. Loops, piano there, up there, and bass right over here. And then let's color. So main vocals, this is just my preference. You don't need to copy it, but just to be organized, and I could easily find all the tracks that I need to look when I'm looking for a certain tracks. It's there. I memorized, or it's in the colors that I set it to. There. Okay. Now we want to group this one as well. You could also rename the tracks here over here if you want to, but just to save time, because we're just gonna do it here. Okay, so main vocals, we're also gonna group the tracks. You can do Control G or Command G and just write down their vocals. And this one, we're also gonna group that and set it to piano and others and others. Okay, there we go. And then this one, let's group that as well. Electric guitars. And then bass. The drums, let's group that as well. Drums. Or rather, let's make it drums and loops and loop. Okay. Then what we're going to do, assign track colors. There you go. And then we're going to group them as well. Okay. And set the color again to the song colors. This is third song, Hands of Grace. There you go. Then I'm going to group it. Now all the songs, all the tracks will be placed here. Okay. Play it songs. Or we'll name it song. We'll name it songs. Okay. So this is how I organize the tracks. So all the multi-tracks will be in the songs. This is the official thing that we're going to use. And then the source is just for reference if we need to review some parts and listen to the original or the versions that the version of the song that we're following. Okay. All right. So One God and Hands of Grace, easily done. Okay. And what we're going to do is, of course, we're going to turn off the main vocals. And for the piano, we're going to keep it there because we don't have a pianist. Electric guitar lead, yes. Bass, we're going to turn that off. And then drums as well. Okay. So it's going to sound like this.
Intro. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Make sure to save it.
Verse 2, 3, 4.
Empty hands, all I am is dust without you. Broken hearts,
Pre-chorus, 2,
everything belongs to you.
4.
Strip away all pride until I'm truly free. This life is crucified, no longer
Chorus,
I,
2,
but Christ
3,
in me.
4.
Father, worthy of praise, your love so faithful, mercy so great. Father,
So usually we get carried away when we're listening or editing because we're also worshiping. Okay, but again, worship. What is worship? Worship is our proper response to who God is, what what He has done, and what He will continue to do. All right, so let's continue. Okay. All right, so we have the provided tracks here or the multi tracks. Now, what if we have songs that you don't have access to the tracks or you don't have the budget to buy the tracks? Okay, so in this case, or there are no official tracks that we have there. So what? Let's take Ancient of Days for example. So we can't find any tracks for this one except for maybe the original Ron Canoli. Okay, let's search it up. All right, so usually you'll see it on multitracks.com, and then we have a couple of versions here. Yes, Ancient of Days, Blessing and Honor. Okay, Open the Eyes. This is the viral uh, version that you see on YouTube or on TikTok. Yeah, that's the one. And then we have Ancient of Days, City Alight version, and then this one, I believe this one is New Breed. All right. And you can see our version is New Wine Worship, and we can't find the version. So, but you can see if you're looking for the tracks, you can buy it here. Okay. It's usually 39 US dollars. Okay. Very pricey, right? So what do we do if we don't have the budget for the tracks or there are no available tracks? One workaround that we can do is Ableton's new feature, which is track separation. So we will do is just right click the track, and then you see here separate stems to new audio tracks. And that's what we're going to do. But to be safe, okay, let's save this one. I'm going to duplicate the track, and then I am going to separate the stems, okay, of this one. Okay, so we have vocals, drums, bass, and others. Now, if you don't have the latest version of Ableton, or you're using Ableton Live Lite, or you're using the Lite version of Ableton, what you can do is use Moises. So with the Moises app, okay, let me just show you. It's practically the same thing. Actually, Moises is the one who built the engine for track separation for Ableton. Okay, so it's kind of similar. But if you go to Moises, you have um, more. If you go to track separation for Moises, if you subscribe to their subscription, you can actually separate the tracks to more than just the four vocals, drums, bass, and other. You can actually separate the vocals there. You know? Right now, I'm not subscribed. Okay, even the guitar, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, everything there. So technology, right? Okay, AI. All right. Okay, enough about that. Okay, we're going to use um, Ancient of Days. Oh, or rather, we're going to use Ableton to separate the tracks. So we're going to speed things up again just to show you how the tracks will look like after separating. All right, so we have our tracks here already separated. Okay, so we have the vocals, the drums, the bass, and others, which are the guitar, the piano, and other synth instrument. Okay, so let's listen to it one by one first. Let's see.
Blessing and honor, glory and power, be to the ancient of days.
Right, that's the vocals, that's the drums, and then bass, and then others. All right. Okay. So since we're just going to use others, okay. So what you can do is when you're separating the tracks, you can just separate it and just click others. But for this demonstration, I'm showing you how to separate all of them. Okay. So let's organize this one. Let's put it down over here. Okay. Let's organize it. Vocals, the drums, of course, you want to put it below, bass here also below, then others, bass, okay, good, and drums. And what we want to do is to set up the color so that we can locate them later on, okay? Zero one, ancient days. There. And then what we can do is set this and insert it in the songs, okay? So let's mute this one, ancient of days. Let's delete this one. All right. So as you can see, we have ancient of days already there. Okay, yeah, let's just save it first. Ancient of days, move it above. Okay, there we go. So later on, we're going to try and use the intro of this one for our pre-roll, but later. Let's show that later on. Okay. Okay. Now let's show you guys how to consolidate the tracks. Okay. So as you can see here, we have praise the name. Okay, it's cut. Okay, why is it cut?
3, 4. Verse 3, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we remove the instrumental part. Okay. Okay, what we want to do, okay, to make it safe again, okay, you duplicate it again just to show you guys, just to demonstrate to you guys how consolidation works. We're going to click both tracks and then consolidate it. So when it consolidates, it is now one track right there. Okay. So as if you're going to consolidate it, all the edits that you made, if you're aligning it to the grid, if let's just say the track that you're using is not aligned to the grid or it's not in the proper time, and then you made an edit and you consolidate it, it's going to follow everything as well. So once it's consolidated, it's gonna make the edits final. Okay. All right. Okay. So what we want to do. Okay. So for these two songs, okay, they're also live versions, and we don't have access to the tracks as well, or there are no available multi-tracks for these songs. So what we're going to do is the same process that we did with Ancient of Days. Okay, all right. So now that we have our multi-tracks, okay, we have separated the tracks already. Now that we have our multi-track set, okay, we will mute or I've muted already, as you can see here, the tracks that we don't need. In this case, we don't need the vocals, the bass, and the drums. And also here, yes, same thing. So if we will listen to it. Holy, holy, holy
Ending. 2, 3,
is the
4.
Lamb.
Verse 1, 3, 4.
Da-na-na-na, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. All right, okay. Let's check the others as well. Hands of Grace. Okay. We don't need, yes, the drums. Okay, bass.
Verse
Yes.
2, 3.
All right. And one God. Yes. Essentials only. Ancient of Days. All right. Okay. So the last thing that we need to do is to set up our pre-roll in finalizing our live set for this Sunday worship service. Okay. So what I'm going to do usually when we have our pre-roll, it's usually 30 or 50 to 30 seconds to prepare, or rather, we have 2 minutes to prepare before we actually start our set. Okay. So while preparing, okay, we usually start at the 30-second mark, or in some cases 50-second mark. So what we're going to do is figure out what we can do here. For usually we have, when we start, it's either we have a prepared track already, it's making tracks, like making an orchestral prelude. Maybe next time on another video, I'm going to show you guys how to make an orchestral prelude, or a pre-roll, or with other instruments, or a different instrumentation in that case. Okay, but usually, if we lack time to prepare, or if depending on the lineup, we just start with swells. Okay, we swell with the band, we tune first, and then we swell, and we start with a pads. This case, it's the G. And while the pads is playing, we can start tuning, and then maybe we can set up where we're going to swell. But what I want to do here is take the intro
1,
of Ancient
2,
of Days.
3, 4.
Yes. And loop it. Okay.
Verse 3,
All right. So
4.
let's see. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. So we're going to copy this one. All right.
Intro 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Going to cut it like that, or we will copy it from here and do only there. Control C, and then from here, let's copy it here. So we can see the time here. We will start at, our intro starts at 1 minute. Okay, over here. So our 1 minute is here. Okay. So what we will do, let's listen to it if it sounds small.
Intro.
Okay. Connect it like that.
Intro 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Intro 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So that's our end right there. There.
3, 4. Verse 3, 4.
Yes. And we copy. Yeah, I'm just gonna repeat the process. Okay. And then just keep on repeating until we reach the 30-second mark, around 30 seconds. Okay. So there are many different cases where you can start or do a pre-roll. In this case, you'd want to do it this way. Makes our lives a lot easier if we just copy and paste, right? Okay. Yeah, but next time on a different video, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own pre-roll if you want to arrange an actual set of pre-roll. So here's what we're going to do. Yes. That's our 30 seconds, okay? And let's just move this here for a bit. Now what we can do, okay, is remove the excess time. Okay, so if we have here
Intro. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Verse. 3, 4.
and then we control delete. Is that correct? There, okay. Then what we can do,
Intro. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
so as you can see, it's a little too long, okay? So what we're going to do is just remove some of the parts. What we can do, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay, maybe let's remove another second here, right there. There. Okay. 2, 3, and
Intro. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, let's keep on removing parts, okay,
Verse.
so that our pre-roll is not that long. Okay, down to our 30 seconds. Yeah, more or less this is the time that we want. Okay, so we play it. Okay, and then what we want to do is to consolidate all of this tracks that we copied. And it becomes, voila, a one track. And we just add a fade in so that its entrance would be just subtle. And then there's only one way to find out if this thing works, if it works with the band. So all of this that we're doing right here is still subject to change depending on how the band responds with the tracks, or how we will sound, or how as a whole we will sound with the track. So things might change, okay? Some parts we might mute, or some parts we might add, like the vocals, and maybe add some background vocals like that. All right. But more or less, this is how you finalize your worship live set. Okay. Okay. And then what we can do is add instrumental here. Maybe we could just keep the pads.
Instrumental. 3, 4.
And then we could just add swells. Okay. Okay, let's add a swell. Maybe here.
Instrumental. 3, 4.
Yeah, let's add a swell there.
Swell.
Then another one. Copy this one. Maybe here.
Swell.
And then lastly, here.
Swell.
So light swell, medium swell, and a heavy swell. Heavy swell, ready, intro.
Intro. 2.
1, 2,
3,
3, and pum, 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 pum. Okay, and then let's listen to it with the pre-roll as well.
Instrumental. 3, 4.
Swell. Or we can move all of this there.
Swell.
Light swell.
Swell.
Medium swell.
Swell.
And then
Swell.
hard swell. Ready. Intro.
1, 2,
3, and bam, 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 bam. And then with the band, you can hear it.
verse.
So basically, this is how you finalize your live set. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know or comment down below. Not sure if you're allowed to comment, or if you have, or message me or approach me if you have any questions. Okay, so but basically that's it. Okay, we have our lineup. Okay, so all we need to do now is to practice it with the team. The team is already informed with the sequence, and they also have a copy of the live set as well. It's rendered out already for them to listen to and practice as well. So what we're expecting during the rehearsal is that they practice their parts already, and everybody is already prepared to go through and run through the whole live set, so that for Sunday everything is smooth. So there are minor things that we will be working on or discussing on during the rehearsal. Okay, but basically that's it. Okay, so oh, one thing we forgot to work on. Okay, so we're going before we end. Okay, so we just talked to the speaker. The speaker's request for the response song is Hands of Grace, and he wants it to start on the bridge. Okay, make me a vessel unto honor, filled with the Holy Spirit's power. So what we can do with that one is we will just copy this one there. There. Control C or Command C. Let's try and place it here rather. There. Okay. We set a locator here and right down there, response song. So let's put 6 response
Breakdown.
And here's what we can do. Okay.
Breakdown.
Here's what we can do. Yes. All the tracks will start there. And then maybe we'll give short
2, 3. Breakdown.
Okay, same thing for the loops. We can do
3. Breakdown. 3. Breakdown.
Oh, okay. All right. Figure it out already. There. That's where we're going to start. Right here as well. And then this one. Maybe third beat.
3. Breakdown. 3. Breakdown.
Or rather fourth beat.
Bridge. 2.
3, 4. Okay. And then for it to be smoother.
Breakdown. Breakdown.
Pianos. We want it a little smoother like that. Arcs as well. So basically all of this so that it won't sound like we just press play or it just starts abruptly. Okay. I don't know if my grammar is correct, but yeah, there we go. Okay. No need for the lead or the bass. Yes. On bass, we don't really need that. Loops. There we go. The drums, yes, we don't really need that, but we'll do it as well here. Okay. Now that's all set up. Okay. All you need to do is when we play the
Bridge. 2. 3. Breakdown.
all right, and then we can add the pads. What we can do is we can add the pads, or rather, we'll add 2 measures. 2 measures for nothing. There. The pads there. Oops. There.
Bridge.
Or rather, let's just make it here so that it's 1. Yeah, that's the 2 measures for nothing.
Bridge. 2. 3.
Or keep it like that. Yeah, let's just keep it like that. No, I like it better here. Ready? 2 measures for nothing.
Bridge. 2.
Okay.
3. Breakdown.
And it still doesn't sound flawless. Okay, so what we can do is the same.
Bridge. 2. 3.
Okay, what we can do is
Bridge. 2. 3. Breakdown. Bridge. 2.
right, same thing here.
Breakdown.
So all of it there. Maybe extend it a little bit there. There, this one, the art as well, the pads. Extend it a little bit so that it doesn't sound like it's umbra. Okay.
Bridge. 2. 3. Breakdown.
There. Okay. It's gonna work.
Bridge. 2. 3. Breakdown.
There. Okay, that sounds more solemn, more like a response song. Okay, so very quick. Okay. So our hands of grace are there. We set our response song there. And then depending, since we have our
Bridge. 2.
speaker live, we're not live stream. Since we're not doing live stream, since we have a live speaker, okay, what we can do is we can do this one. So what I'm doing right now is we can loop this part and wait for the pastor to end his prayer. So you can press this one, it's a loop. So it's going to play. There. And then you could just set it to that one. And when you're ready, In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Bridge,
Bridge, two,
2,
three,
3.
Make me a
Breakdown.
vessel unto honor.
Okay. So you can set a MIDI function or a button here so that you can just press that. Okay, so that I'm gonna set it like that so that when we're doing the response song, we have a loop here because I know our speaker is going to be live. Okay, so he would want background music while he's praying. Okay, and we need to discuss that with the team as well so that they would be informed of what our sequence is or what we're going to do. But that's the initial plan. And we will see if it works. Okay. So basically, that's it. That's how you make or finalize the live set for Sunday worship service. Okay. Assignment is for you to try and replicate what we just did right now. And all the resources, just the same as the previous video, would be provided in the link in the description below. Okay. And then you check out the episode 2 of the podcast of In the Studio of CCF Exalt Worship. And lastly, um, discussion questions. Okay. Let's pull it up quickly right here. All right. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye.